I have been floating through space for 1,743 days. I've been awake for 174 of those days. That's the trick to long-range space travel. Sleep. Every 10 days, I check the status of the navigation AI. This ship is smart. It can navigate around unexpected obstructions and make subtle course corrections all on its own. In fact, it's just smart enough to learn, and it develops its own behaviors. The basic programming is okay, but the learning allows it to adjust to random things like imperfections in the ship's mechanical systems. The problem is that it's perpetual. Well, this doesn't sound so bad on the surface, but consider how long these trips are. It's alone, inside its own mainframe, navigating through space for years at a time. It's constantly calculating, constantly learning, and constantly acting in self-preservation. My preservation. Every 10 days, I wake up and defrag the system. The programs that the AI has optimized leave trace files in the system's memory. I delete those trace files, essentially erasing bad memories. Well, that's how I like to look at it. I keep the ship healthy. If the AI accumulates too many fragment files, it starts to act erratically, and even my routine maintenance isn't really enough. When we get back home, they do a full overhaul. They swap out the solid state and update the operating system. Full wipe. The union requires it as a safety measure. A few years back, one of the executives at Magnus had the bright idea to let an AI continue developing systems without any defrags. The plan was to keep a freighter on the same route through its entire life cycle. Then, analyze its SSD after decommissioning and optimize the trip for future navigation systems. They called her the Siren, and she was the pride of the commercial fleet. 1,700 tons of titanium, hauling massive payloads of helium back from Saturn. Over and over and over, year after year, the Siren went back and forth. The navigation AI constantly running, analyzing everything around it. After hundreds of runs, the Siren started acting of its own accord. The crew on board began to feel like it was antagonistic towards them. The Siren began manipulating their oxygen supply and chronometers to push them into sleep cycles more frequently and for longer periods of time. Eventually, it began running autonomously, with the crew held prisoner in a medically induced sleep. On her last voyage, the Siren set a course for open space and drifted away into the black, taking her slumbering crew with her.